YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive, bringing you guys a brand new Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video today. They actually just released a brand new mini box called Resonance of Contrast, which has some pretty cool cards in it, and I talked about it in a video the other day when we kind of found out that this box was coming out, and I wanted to do some pack openings for you guys right here on YouTube. I thought it'd be kind of fun. I've been saving up my gems, and it pains me a little bit to use these gems because I don't really feel like this box is necessarily worth it, but we're gonna do it anyway, because why not? Why not? But this is the card we're gonna be aiming for, Snipe Hunter right here. I wanna try to get a few of these bad boys, and there's also this other card, Red Eyes / Dragon. Again, I'll put my kind of full analysis of what is in this, this mini box in the description below, as I did kind of talk about all the various cards, and as you can see the little chat here, people are kind of talking about it right now. But this new set is out, and again, I really wanted to do some pack openings. So if you guys like the pack openings and you want to see more of that stuff, definitely show some love, man. Hit that like button down below and subscribe if you're new to the channel, as I am pretty new to you know, kind of creating Duel Links content. I just did King of Games today, really excited about that. I'll have that up for you guys tomorrow to watch if you didn't see it on the live stream. But there are a few cards in this set that are pretty cool. Void Trap Hole, I think, has some use. Defense Draw, I think, definitely has some use. And then there's a couple other neat cards, the Bujin cards, but really I think Snipe Hunter here is going to be the one that takes the cake. So I'm actually going to be pulling one pack at a time here, and I'll probably use most of my gems. I don't know if I'm going to use them all, but I'm going to pull one pack at a time. This is kind of a cool strategy. In case I do happen to get really lucky with Snipe Hunter, I can actually just snag potentially two of them if we get even in. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Destruction Punch, which is if you attack a monster and they have a lower defense, then you destroy the attacking monster in the damage step. You got Crash Bug Road. Each player can special summon one monster from their hand with the same level as one face-up level 4 or lower monster they control, which is a quick play. And we got Bujin Centipede, which is a pretty cool card. You can target a spell or trap from your opponent that they control, destroy the target, and you can only use this once per turn, but you have to control another Bujin monster. So that's actually really good, because I was just using a Hammer Shark deck, and like you could use Blue Breaker to kind of get rid of something, but you have to get rid of the card. This, you can actually just make it happen. You banish this card from your graveyard, so it can be in the it's already used up. So I feel like this card's pretty solid, actually. Not amazing, obviously, but not too shabby at all. So let's keep it going here. And again, I do recommend, as much as it's easier to just click 10 packs and just spam through packs, guys, I do recommend just grabbing one at a time, just so if you get something you really want, you can kind of reset. Vampire Grace here, that's a pretty interesting card. I don't know if I can pull up, let's see if I can pull that up in a bigger view, because it's kind of hard to read right there. Oh, it's not gonna let me. I guess I can do it now. Oh, there we go. Vampire Grace. When a level 5 or higher zombie monster is special summoned to your side of the field with this effect, by this effect of a zombie type monster, while this card is in your graveyard, you can pay 2,000 life points, special summon this card from the graveyard. You can only activate this once per turn. You can declare one card type, your opponent sends one card. Okay, so it's kind of like Vampire Lord, basically, in a similar way. In some ways, anyway, kind of similar to Vampire Lord. So let's see what we can get here. Let's keep it going. Let's get something good. This might be something good, Yugi. Don't disappoint me. Dark Dragon Ritual. So that's to summon Paladin and the Dragon. Discard 2 cards, fine, okay. And we got Void Trap Hole. So that was one of the secret rares in the pack. When your opponent special summons a monster with 2,000 or more attack, you can negate the effects of one of those monsters and actually just destroy it. So that's kind of cool. I think that this card has some usefulness, right? I don't think this is going to replace the current back row cards, like your Wall of Disruptions, your Mirror Walls, or your Floodgate Trap Holes, any of that stuff. But I do think that this could be useful in some situations. Again, I don't think it's that great, but I'll take it. Maybe it'll find use one day, but for now, I will just keep it in my arsenal, I suppose. And I do think it's an okay card. We got another one of these fine cards. We got Warg here. When this card is face up, defense position, other Bujin monsters cannot be destroyed by card effects. That's actually cool, because it does have a solid defense, 1900, not too shabby at all, actually. And then we got a Flame Veil Poon, which is when this card is destroyed by battle, you can add one monster with 200 defense or less from your deck to your hand. So I'm not too caught up on like how that might be applicable, so you'll have to pardon my lack of knowledge on what monsters have less than 200 defense, but maybe it's useful for something. I don't know. I know there's like those volcanic cards and stuff like that. Maybe that fits in there. We just saw that. Select one monster from your opponent's graveyard and special summon it in face-up defense position on your opponent's side of the field. I don't know why you'd want to do that. And Lesser Dragon, which is a really cool beater for Dragon decks. 1900 beater, hits pretty hard. Compare with the field spell, which could be kind of cool. I know Dragon decks are always looking for support, and I remember this card when I was younger. Really, really cool. Beats out over like Mechanical Chasers and stuff like that. So I'll definitely be putting that in my Red Lotus deck for sure. Even though Like, I have this Red Lotus deck that I use for auto dueling just because it tends to actually win most of the time. So Cards of sacrifice, you can draw 2 cards. If the combined attack of all your face-up attack position monsters is less than the attack of your opponents, you can summon or change battle positions to turn you out. That seems weird. Sand Gambler, you can toss some coins. And Daybreaker, when this card is special summoned, you can special summon 1 Daybreaker from your hand. So you'd have to special summon this thing and then special summon another one. That seems pretty situational. I don't really know if that's all that useful, to be perfectly honest, but that's okay. All right, let's see what we got here. We got the Wicked Worm Beast. Oh, I remember this card. The face-up card is returned to your owner's hand at the end of the... That's like a really bad spirit is what that is. And Sacred Crane. If this card is special summoned, draw 1 card. So I think that that does have some usefulness. I'm not sure the application, but anytime you can draw cards really useful, but you have to figure out a way to special summon them. So that could be a little bit challenging there. Let's get something good here. Another one of these guys. Ibis. During your main phase, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard and target 1 Bujin monster you control. It attacks a defense position monster and inflict piercing damage. I don't think that's all that good, although it could make the difference of winning a game. And then a second Lesser Dragon, which is cool. And again, I'll be replacing my Mechanical Chasers with those because I don't have a ton of the what is it called? I can't think of the name of it right now. Vorse Raider. So this guy, when a beast is you control is destroyed by battle instead of the graveyard, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, special summon 1 Bujin monster from your deck. So that's actually kind of cool. I can see that being useful. And Vampire Curse. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can pay 500 life points and special summon it during the standby phase of your next turn. When you do, it gains 500 attack. That's actually okay. 6-star, 1 tribute zombie. That when it gets destroyed by battle, you can just bring it back the next turn for only 500 life points. So the Vampire cards have a good way of kind of making their way back onto the field. So I don't think that that's bad at all, actually. I think that the Vampire decks with Vampire World can definitely be pretty cool. And there's a secret rare card in this pack, this guy right here, that I think has a lot of usefulness. Rainbow Veil. If the equipped monster battles an opponent's monster, its effects are negated during the phase. I don't think that that's too reliable. Maybe very situational. I don't think that that card's gonna see too much use personally, but we saw that. A-Claw Scorpion, you can flip this card into face-down defense position. When this card attacks an opponent's face-down monster, this attack becomes 2,400 during damage calculation only. So if you were to pair this with a piercing card, that could be really cool. And then Bujingi Boar. If you control a Bujin monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 face-up attack position monster your opponent controls. Changes the defense position. If you do, its defense becomes 0 until the end of the turn. So not too bad. Again, good defense. You can kind of see how some of these Bujin monsters work. They seem like they have some usefulness, but I don't know how like popular they're ultimately going to be. I don't know what the spells and stuff like that work out for them if they do. Special summon 1 level 4 or lower light monster from your hand into face-up attack position. You can summon that Crane, dude. Get a free draw there. I guess that's not terrible. You special summon the Crane. I think it was a light monster, and you get a free draw. That's not too shabby. Let's see here. All right, I want to get something good. We saw that. We saw that. All right. Couple duplicates there, no big deal. Let's see what we got here. It's taking a little while to load, I'm surprised, but let's see here. We got the Claw Scorpion, we saw Pavo, we saw that guy. So some duplicates, that's bound to happen. So we're through some of the packs here. We still have quite a ways to go though. Still can get a couple packs in here. Sand Gambler and another Boar. I don't want to, I'm so tempted to just drop the 10 packs, but again, if we get the Snipe Hunter, which may be right here. No, this is gonna actually be, I think, the other ultra rare. Let's see here. It is, dude. We got the Red Eyes / Dragons. That's pretty sick. So this is one of the ultra rares in the pack. Pretty cool. I would have preferred Snipe Hunter, but it's not bad. Let's pull it up and take a look at it. So you can basically fuse it with Red Eyes Black Dragon and a Warrior monster. When a Red Eyes monster declares an attack, you can target 1 Warrior monster in your graveyard and equip it as an equipped spell. It gains 200 attack. The equipped monster gains 200 attack. When a card or effect is activated that targets a card you control, you can send 1 equip you control to the graveyard. Negate the activation if you do destroy that card. So you basically get rid of the thing that's equipped to it. So this is actually really, really solid. And if this card is destroyed, you can special summon as many monsters from your graveyard as possible that were equipped to this card. So you can really flood the field back, which I think is something that you lack in certain fusion monsters. So that's actually pretty sick, I would say. So now if I wanted to get a second / Dragon, I could reset the box and go for it again. That leads me to believe that my Snipe Hunter that I'm aiming for is probably going to be at the very bottom, but when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent by direct attack, draw a card. During the end phase, this card was summoned, send it to the graveyard. Why would I want to do that? Target 1 Bujin monster in your graveyard, add that target to your hand, or target 1 of your banished Bujin monsters and send that target to the graveyard. So that's interesting. I I mean, the pieces are there, but what I haven't seen yet, and I haven't really looked through all the rares and stuff, is one of those Bujin monsters that has a high, you know, high like attack or anything like that. They're all, I mean, they're all like pretty average, 1900 defense, 1700 attack, like nothing too crazy. So, you know, that's a little tricky there. But at the start of your main phase, if your opponent controls more monsters than you, and you control a Beast Warrior, they can't activate spell or trap cards. I mean, that's kind of cool, right? So it's kind of like anti-magic arrows, but for until the end of your opponent's next turn, so it kind of stops them. So that's a decent card, I would say, in some ways, right? So like you're stopping them from being able to really do anything with spells and traps for the duration of the turn. But I don't know, man, it's hard to fit these kind of cards in there. Flip monsters' effects cannot be activated. Also, their effects are negated, so that's a pretty cool card. I remember Royal Command. But again, it's like one of those cards that's like just super situational, because there's very few decks that are really running a ton of flip monsters right now. So I think that makes things a little challenging, but nevertheless, all these cards exist for your creativity, right? Trial and Tribulation. You can only activate one per turn. During the end phase, apply this effect depending on the number of monsters you tributed from the field from your hand this turn, except for tokens. You could draw a card, add 2 monsters from your graveyard to your hand, destroy up to 3 face-up cards in the field. So if you manage to tribute 3 monsters, you can really do some serious destruction, and I think that's kind of sick. I definitely think that's kind of sick. Again though, one of those things where it's like just super situational. We saw Daybreaker already. All right, let's make it happen, dude. Let's get that crazy box luck. I don't know how the boxes always work, if they distribute them a certain way. So like Snipe Hunter is guaranteed to like be farther in the box. But we're gonna keep our fingers crossed here. We got 7 packs to go, and I'm going one at a time still. I'm sticking with my strategy here as we continue to pull the same things over and over again. I'm feeling a secret rare on this one, or super rare. This one I'm feeling. Let's make it happen. All right, we got something here. So during your main phase, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, target 1 Bujin monster you control. It can attack your opponent directly this turn. So that, we see some connections there. And we got Skill Successor. Target 1 face-up monster you control, gets 400 attack, and then once this card goes to the graveyard, you can banish this card from the graveyard and then get 800 attack on the monster again. So I actually feel like this is kind of cool. Kind of like I think Metamorph is probably better overall, but I can see that card being somewhat decent, I suppose. I don't think it's like the worst thing ever. Oh, baby, is it gonna happen? Yes! We got both ultra rares, baby. Snipe Hunter has arrived, which is probably the best card in this pack, the gem here. You can discard 1 card, then target 1 card on the field, roll a 6-sided die, and destroy that target unless you roll a 1 as 6. So we talked about this a lot, but you're able to discard cards from your hand, which really work in Fiend decks, I think, especially when pairing with like Necrofear and stuff like that. So being able to have a 67 or 66% chance to destroy a target. And the best thing about this card is it's not limited based on once per turn. You can use it as many times as you want per turn, which I think is really cool. So I definitely dig that. That is a win to me. I'm excited. We got both ultra rares. So at this point, because I got both ultra rares, as much as I do want Paladin the Cursed Dragon, I actually feel like I'd much rather reset the box and go for a second Snipe Hunter. So I'm gonna actually do that. We went a little bit of the ways in. I'm just gonna go for the 4 packs here and call it a day now, and we'll see if we can get that Snipe Hunter in these last 4 packs. And that would be nuts if I got both of them. I'm not expecting it, but I wouldn't complain. So we got a Vampire Grace there. So much nicer when you just go through all of them, right? Photon Lead. All right, doesn't look like our luck is gonna be there again, but I cannot complain about the fact that I got both ultra rares today, guys. We got the Snipe Hunter. That is pretty much the rest of my gems, but Snipe Hunter is gonna take the cake and be that awesome card that we were looking for. So that's gonna conclude this pack opening here for the new box, Resonance of Contrast. I honestly probably won't dabble too much into this box unless I decide really to go hard with that Necrofear deck, but I'm excited about the cards we drew. I can't really complain. In the packs that we opened, we actually did pretty well. So I wish you guys the best of luck on your pack openings. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out some of the Duel Links content, as I do plan on integrating it into my channel a little bit more over the coming weeks. And thank you guys again for watching. My name is Dan. I also go by aDrive, and I'm gonna catch you guys next time. Peace. Thanks so much for checking out my last video. If you like that one, you'll definitely like this one. And be sure to subscribe for more, as I post Pokemon videos every single day.